Winning takes care of everything, and at last week's road romp over Dodge City is any indication, things are coming around in Reaver country. This week, the Reavers had a chance to even their conference record and overall record and continue a streak that dates back to 2010. We've got the highlights and more from a homecoming showdown coming up next on the Coach Stroh Show. The Iowa Western Football Coaches Show is only on Iowa Western Television's Reaver Sports Network. From the studios of IWTV in Council Bluffs, homecoming at Iowa Western in a week filled with student activities and alumni touching base that has culminated now for 11 years in the annual Reaver football homecoming game. Hello everybody, I'm Jake Ryan along with head football coach Scott Strohmeyer. Well, coach, you get a week of slight distractions, no parade anymore, no homecoming king, but it's still homecoming and there's lots of activities going on for the students. You guys coming off of a win against Dodge City. What was it like in preparation for Ellsworth? You guys know that you have a chance to even things up, not only in conference, but also in the overall record.
I thought our guys did a pretty decent job. There really wasn't many distractions. We kept, we do some things later to maybe not allow them to go to some things, but, I thought they did a good job of getting in preparation, a team that we felt going in that we should beat, and you still got to play or prepare and improve.
You're 5 games into the season, going on to your 6th. You've had a chance to evaluate the talent that you have, the kind of mindset that certain players bring. And I know that you've had a chance to nurse through some injuries. Any new additions to that injured list this week? Any changes made that you made that you felt were significant?
No, we played a couple. Trey Leslie played, and we moved him on the roster on Friday. Didn't practice with the varsity the entire year, and Thursday, I think, or Friday morning, we told him that he's going to be traveling.
What's the reaction like that?
They're usually excited.
Yeah.
They get an opportunity to get, put the jersey on and go play in games. We did it the week before to Sheldon Cage.
Yep.
Never really practiced with us, and we called him on Friday morning before we left. So, this is kind of a work in progress too this year for us, not being able to have unlimited moves. That it's changed some of how we got to prepare some of these guys who don't generally play.
Yeah, let's take a look at the highlights. Talking about those unlimited changes on the roster, they can switch in and switch out week by week. It used to be limited to just 2 per season, and that's expanded over the years. Now it's unlimited. Ellsworth coming to town. They are they're 1-4 coming into this ball game, and they get the running attack going early. Pretty good rip for the Panthers to get a first down.
Yeah, that option game. We just had a little miscommunication there, but the defense came up. They're going to get some of those plays in this offense.
Absolutely. Isaiah Coe with the big stick there. Here's the option look. It's fumbled, scooped up. Watch out for the center judge. Have you seen this play before?
I have never seen it happen.
Fitzroy Gardner and Almos Titi making the tackle, and he popped up. He was okay. Older gentleman, but he survived that one. Reavers get the ball back as they turn it over on downs on that play, and then Zaquandre White back. Good to see him running full steam ahead.
Yeah, I thought it was good to get him back, and we really needed it. We only have 2 tailbacks to be able to play in this game.
Zaquandre White, one of them, Sheldon Cage, the other. So it's going to the passing game. Number 10, Tyler Blaha out of Council Bluffs, St. Albert. He gets the first touch of the day on his hands, and he had a heck of a day.
He did. It's good to get him back. He knows a lot of the positions, and he's just a guy who works hard.
Zaquandre White leading the team in rushing. There's a 22-yard touchdown burst, and then, A.J. Payne feeling the pain much of the day for Ellsworth as your front line linebackers really got in on him.
I thought we did a really good job, besides maybe a play or 2 that they got on us, but we really did a good job.
Richie Griglione making the catch there, not enough to get a first down, and then guess what? It's a punt block that just does settle outside the end zone, so the defense called on yet again. Here's the first play. They stack them up, and I tell you what, when they got the ball at the 3-yard line, it was after a personal foul after a play, too, that kind of drove you back, led to that punt block. It was Trey Leslie that saves the day out here on the perimeter. What a grab by number 51. First time in uniform this season, and he forces a field goal attempt, and Ellsworth can't hit it, just goes wide left.
Yeah, we're up 7, and then that happens. You can't give a team like this any, life, and our defense did an unbelievable job there.
And I thought that was a huge turning point. They're about to maybe tie the ball game up with you guys. They haven't had much luck this season, and you guys get a huge stop, missed field goal. They get 0 points on the board, and then the Reavers go into work still in the first quarter here, but it appeared that maybe if you give them a little bit of life, that sparks them. They're very short manned.
For sure, we put that, you take the wind right out of their sails when you stop them in that.
At the quarter break, the Iowa Western Maintenance Department was honored, and we appreciate those guys for each and everything that they do week in and week out, not just on the grounds, but the behind-the-scenes things, fixing a light switch, fixing things like that. They come and take care of things, and wanted to show them some support, so they got a chance to come out to the tailgate and have an afternoon off from work.
They're one of the best that I've been associated with, of coming to help, and once you make a request, they come and help you out and get it done.
Absolutely. Speaking of one of the best, there's your best running back right down the sideline, pushed out of bounds, and then Cam Thomas goes to work. How about this catch? Blaha in amongst two defenders. They're trying to pull it away, and they run into each other. He scoots across for his first touchdown as an Iowa Western Reaver.
I was a little nervous when that ball was in the air, but we had to throw it hot there, and it was good. Tyler went up and got it.
So Blaha, then the fumble, another fumble on the day for Ellsworth. That was their bugaboo on the day. How about this nice catch on the far sideline? Deshaun Stoudemire really does a nice job with the footwork.
He did, and we got to capitalize on these. Unfortunately, we do what they did, and we give it right back to them, but basically ends up being like a punt, I guess.
Stoudemire is usually so sure-handed, and then the high snap. They had snapping problems all day, Coach. It was almost like a ground ball to the shortstop most of the day.
I made the comment during the game, I wonder if this kid did play shortstop, because he was fielding every one.
They pitch it out, but again, there's another fumble, scooped up on the far sideline. I believe Zion Williams is the man that came up with it. Nice picture of him on the website, on the game recap article at GoReavers.com.
Yeah, again, create a turnover, and now we capitalize on it. It was nice to see Sheldon get in.
Yeah, gets across the goal line. The ball came loose at the end. Stoudemire was there to capitalize as he gets a hold of it. And then Marcus Haskins, another INT for him as he comes down with the the third turnover of the day for the Reavers.
I'll tell you what, that was the best part, of seeing our guys get some takeaways.
Zaquandre White, just such a tough runner, so quick up the middle.
Yeah, I was almost telling him, go down. We were getting there. I think there was 7 seconds or 6 seconds.
Last play of the half. How about Josh Simmons, Lewis Central grad, getting in the end zone that he scored in several times as a Titan.
Well, it's good for him. Like I said, he's been working. We're trying to find some strengths of our guys and rotate some guys through, and it was good to see them guys get, Blaha get in the end zone, and then Josh as well.
Yeah, you saw Landon Marshall letting people know that the Reavers, they were in the driver's seat. A big lead at the half. More fireworks are on the way. Second half highlights, and a hometown Reaver stops by to talk. The Stroh Show continues next right here on the Reaver Sports Network and Iowa Western Television.
They'll test you, try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
From the IWTV studios, I'm Jake Ryan, along with the head coach of the Iowa Western Reavers, Scott Stroh. Okay, Coach, you're up big at the half. Did that last second touchdown you think maybe that was a backbreaker in that first half?
Well, I think so. You get one right before the half. At what was it, 28 to 0 or something at the half, and now you multiple possession game, and they didn't really do anything all first half except for maybe one play.
Yeah, let's see if it broke the back of the Panthers as we head into the second half highlights. The Reavers up 28-zip out in the white combo, and of course you know where Zaquandre's at. You just saw him there with the pink on. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Cam Thomas got a roll out, little dump off to Zaquandre White. That's a play that you guys utilized against Coffeyville. I don't feel like you've done it quite as much, just not there, or is it something that you've gone away with to use it a little bit more effectively in key situations?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of it's based on the defense and what they're trying to do to us, and we are going to attack that single side a little bit in this game. But it was a good third down complete. Third down, you keep the drive alive.
Zion Perry with the reception. There's Zaquandre White up the middle again. You guys go to work. Cam Thomas looking. How about across the middle to a wide open, well, not quite wide open, but Blaha can certainly extend. His arms were certainly wide open.
Yeah, it was good. We're starting to go through progressions and getting, finding the people when they're open, I think, Cam puts in position for Tyler to make the catch.
So you've utilized several receivers. I believe it was 8 different receivers in this game making a catch. That's something that maybe it was a little focused on just a couple of guys in weeks past.
Yeah, and I think some of those guys have earned opportunities. There's different strengths to each one of them. And going into the game, I was hoping to get some guys in some rotation.
Thomas going down the middle again, great catch. Sam Ngoli made a couple of good catches. And I commented on the post game. He dropped the first one that you threw to him, but he certainly in traffic caught a couple of tough balls.
He did. It's good to bounce back and make some there. Luke Waters gets his first catch.
And then Chase Contreras' first opportunity and only opportunity of the day for the field goal and knocks it through. Not a problem, especially when you've got 7 extra points on the board as well. I'm sure Chase will take the extra point attempts over the field goal attempts any day.
For sure. I think he's leading the conference in scoring. I don't know where he's at in the NJCAA, but he's up there.
How about another blindside hit? The quarterback running through, the ball pops out. Fitzroy Gardner, second week in a row that he grabs a touchdown, this one from 21 yards out.
It's good. I don't know. You got into defense gets them to put it on the ground, and we're in the right place, and it's always good to see those guys for how well they played to get some touchdowns.
Extra point for Contreras, no problem, and the Reavers leading big. It was a heck of a performance all day. You got Luke Waters involved, and we were kind of joking on him at the end of the game. He hasn't had the opportunity as much as he would have liked, but it was good to see him make that catch.
Yeah, for sure. Again, these guys come to practice every day. They work. We don't get an opportunity maybe to get them all in the game all the time. So in situations like this, you want to give those kids an opportunity.
Ellsworth, as we said, shorthanded. They'll still try to run as many guys as they can out there. You guys really work in there. Sheldon Cage, another good carry. He's a tough runner too. Not quite as fast, it doesn't look like, as Zaquandre, but he certainly is tough up the middle.
He is. I'll tell you what, that's one of the reasons why. Now we just need to get him up to speed with all of our offense, but he gives a nice little 1-2 punch.
How about Shelton Applewhite? He goes to work down the field, and man, what a haul by Tyler Blaha. Just come up short of the end zone, but over the shoulder grab right on the sideline, and that's a heck of a catch.
It was. He did some scramble rules there and had to adjust over his outside and make a nice catch, keep his feet in the ground.
Applewhite takes the high snap, runs it in, his first touchdown. Coach, that's the first touchdown for a quarterback rushing this year. That's not something that we usually see, but Cam's done it through the air, and now Shelton gets one on his feet.
Well, that's good. We've got to find ways. Hopefully we're saving those for the weeks to come.
Contreras on for another extra point. 4 Reavers scored their first touchdown last week as an Iowa Western Reaver, and then 4 more this week. You guys have really started dispersing the football, because before the game against Dodge City, only 3 players had scored touchdowns this season, and now it's really been spread out.
I didn't know that. I know that we had some new guys here just recently, but
Speaking of new guys, their backup quarterback comes in, nearly runs himself into a safety, and somehow turns a real negative play into a positive. Doesn't quite get the first down, but does rush out and manages to keep the play alive. I thought that for sure you guys would have get him in the end zone.
So did I, and he came out and I seen he got positive yardage, and I'm like, that only happens. Usually when it happens to us, we end up getting a big negative play.
Here's a long punt, and forced to chase it back to the 1 yard line. Zaquandre picks it up late. I'm sure that he was thinking, oh, I could just leave this here, or coach is going to yell at me, or I can try to make something out of it. He does get back to the 15, but that's one of those plays that you saw happen earlier in the year where you get the ball at the 1 yard line when you're struggling, and now it kind of reminds him. Is that why he picked it up? Did you talk to him about that?
Well, or he knew he was going to get yelled at for not catching the thing, I guess. I don't know. But with that wind, it carried.
Yep.
And, we got to do a better job there, or too many are hitting the ground still.
Speaking of hitting the ground, low snap again as Ellsworth gets the football back. Braden Aker was into the ball game for you guys at quarterback. And it's getting a little chippy toward the end of the ball game here. Ellsworth obviously frustrated. Coach Kleinschrodt still trying to get those numbers up in Iowa Falls.
Yeah, I mean, they, like I said, I don't know, they traveled 47 players or something like that, and they don't have a lot of Iowa kids, and then you get a couple injuries, and they're even depleted a little bit more.
Another 100-yard day for Zaquandre, and more importantly, 4 more Reavers score. You said you weren't aware of the limited amount of people that have crossed into the end zone, but after 2 weeks ago it was only 3, now you're up to 11. It's starting to feel like more of a team offense, spreading it out a little bit more.
Well, and I think it just builds confidence across the board. Sometimes, if it's a quarterback to a wide receiver, now you can trust that Tyler Blaha is going to make those catches. Josh Simmons is going to make that, and you can kind of disperse it a little bit. It doesn't, I wouldn't say there's favorites, but when you get up there, you practice against and throw to this guy all the time. That's who you're looking at. So I think it's just building confidence throughout the course of the week with some of these guys.
And I don't want to sell the defense short. 20 tackles for loss in the game for the dark side. When you have a performance like that, it's easy to be good on offense, isn't it?
For sure. Like I said, we got the ball back. I don't know, 56 yards of offense or something they had. And like I said, there was maybe 2 plays that I think that they broke on us, and it was maybe not 20 yards or more, maybe whatever.
And one of them was in the first quarter, and one of them was in the fourth quarter. So really, in between there, not much positive happened for them.
Yeah, first or second play of the game, it was one of them, and there wasn't much since then.
Absolutely. Well, as my color commentator says, offense is sexy. That's what Russ said after the game. Our Hy-Vee hero of the game, he'll join us next, as he is one of the 4 new Reavers to score a touchdown. It's a familiar face to some in Council Bluffs. Tyler Blaha will stop by to talk with us next as we get more Coach Stroh Show right here on Iowa Western Television.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
The Dr. John and Jean Marshall Wellness Center, opening summer of 2019. Iowa Western.
Schedule your campus visit today. Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
From the studios of Iowa Western Television, this is the Coach Stroh Show. I'm Riley Teeton. It's no secret that Reaver football's team success was built on quality players from the state of Iowa. Jake Waters, Nick Easley, and Andrew Van Ginkel. Saturday, there was some serious local flavor as two city schools saw alums score touchdowns for the home team, Lewis Central's Josh Simmons, and joining me now, St. Albert's Tyler Baja. Tyler, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So, as a former Falcon, what's it like playing for the Reavers?
I grew up watching Jake Waters, Matt Waters play, so coming here when I had to make a decision my senior year, it was kind of a no-brainer just seeing the success that they had through Iowa Western.
How frustrating was it being injured at the start of the season, and what did your rehab look like?
It was very frustrating. I mean, I worked really hard all spring and all fall camp to try and get an opportunity, and to have a setback like that, it's frustrating for anybody. Rehab was also frustrating. I mean, constantly in the training room, asking what I can do, a lot of just getting it strengthened back up.
You, Javionte, Marcel, you all returned from last year. So how have you guys returning to the lineup helped the team?
I think it just gives our offense another dimension. Us returning, we were here last year, obviously, so we kind of know our offense a little bit better than some of the new guys might. So it's just consistency, a little consistency coming back.
As a unit, what are you guys focusing on as a wide receiver and as an offense in whole?
Offensively, our line is huge for us. Like you saw last Saturday, when they play well, everybody plays well. So when they block like they did Saturday, it's easy for us to do our jobs. It's easy for Cam to get us the ball. So,
how do you feel about Independence next week as you go down to Independence?
They're a good football team. If we played well on Saturday, but if we make some of the mistakes we did against them, they'll make us pay for it. So we need to lock in this week and prepare.
Wide receiver Tyler Blaha, I'm Riley Teeton. An Independence Roadshow coming up this week when the show continues. Jake and Coach will talk about this week's trip to Kansas. More Coach Stroh Show after this on the Reaver Sports Network and IWTV.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
When you want to talk, I'm here.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
she doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Drop that baby.
Find your path at iwcc.edu.
Okay, it's decision time. I want flexibility, more doing, hands-on experience, and working sooner. I gotta make a choice. I want to get started, now. Find your path at iwcc.edu and get hands-on real-world experience. Start now at Iowa Western.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From Council Bluffs, Iowa, and the studios of IWTV, wrapping up this edition of the Stroh Show as the Reavers get set to hit the road against kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team. Independence with a new coach at the reins after the folks in Indy had seen enough of the cigars and hot tubs. They've beaten Garden City. They thumped Butler last week, but they've lost to Hutch, which is understandable, and Fort Scott. They're 3-2 coming in. You guys get them at their place. What are we going to get out of a team that's here and here? It's highs and lows for Indy this year.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they're sitting pretty good. They're a good football team. He's done a really nice job of cleaning it up. It's not the Independence the last 2 years. Talent-wise, it is, and I think
cigars.
No cigars that I know of. But like I said, you know, for them to beat Butler was shorthanded a little bit, but they obviously played pretty well. Mm-hmm. And you know, I wouldn't say watching that Hutch game was a pretty good game too, and maybe lost by 10 or 13. But you know, then that Fort Scott game, I haven't watched enough of that one, but they're good. I mean, we are in position. We have to play well, and they're going to be ready. You know what we've done to them the last couple of years, and they're going to be ready to go.
All right, Coach, just 5 games left in the regular season. Over the halfway mark for the Reavers. 3 of those 5 are on the road, and we'll have this weekend's game for you from Independence, Kansas at 1 o'clock. Pre-game can be heard on the River at 12:30. That's 89.7 FM. Live stream, that'll begin about 12:55 at GoReavers.com as the Reaver Vision crew brings you the sights. The RSN crew will, of course, have the sounds. Thanks again for tuning in today, and of course, thanks to the IWTV crew and Iowa Western media students for helping to make this week's show a go. If you want to be part of the awesome things that are done here, log on to iwcc.edu or just call Dave Charrington, the man behind the scenes. For Reaver Football's Scott Strohmeyer and Tyler Blaha and IWTV's Riley Teaton, I'm the voice of the Reavers, Jake Ryan, reminding you to wear your blue, be loud, and cheer for the Iowa Western Reavers. We'll talk to you on game day. Until then, goodbye, everybody.